how's it going everyone? John here. In this video, I've got a cool guitar that I've had for a couple months now, actually, and it's from a Japanese brand called Oopegg. And I first heard about Oopegg through Anderton's, and I can remember seeing a couple guitars on their channel a couple years back, but it wasn't until Guitar Summit this year that's just gone, I think, 2024, over in Germany, that I met Kaz. And Kaz is a lovely guy. He's the guitar designer at Oopegg. And we had a good evening chatting in the hotel we were all staying at. And on one of the days, I was doing a lap of the show, and I can remember bumping into Kaz and the Oopegg team upstairs. And I can remember playing a guitar, actually, that was not too different to this one, and absolutely loved it. Like, it was a great guitar. Played it through some sort of thing with headphones. And Kaz, because he's a lovely guy, was like, let's send you a guitar out. Try it. See what you think. And I've had this for a couple months, as I've been saying. I found kind of different applications for it the more I use it. On the surface of it, you know, it looks kind of like a 2-humbucker, 4-part, like Les Paul kind of guitar on the surface, but it's way more than that. But we'll get into more sounds, and I'll hopefully show you a good breadth of sounds that this thing can do. For now, though, for those that are interested in specs, I've got a very handy sheet provided by Oopegg, which is great. And I'll provide some beauty shots over this, so it's not just me reading a piece of paper. That'll be quite dull. So the model in full is the Oopegg Supreme Collection Trailbreaker Mark-2 limited edition in this rather nice Honeyburst. And it's from the Supreme Collection, and as well as that, it's also limited edition, so a rather special bit of kit. In terms of bodywoods, we've got an ash top with an alder back. The neck and fingerboard are both rosewood. In terms of scale length, we've got 24.75 inches. The neck profile is a very comfortable modern D shape, and it's finished in this thin urethane matte finish, so it feels very satin, but premium and just generally really nice. We've got a 12-inch neck radius with 22 medium jumbo frets. I love it when guitars have these. This guitar also has Luminlay side dots, so these are going to glow in the dark and illuminate, you know, where you are on the fretboard and show you where you're playing, or not playing, often in my case. Moving on to the body of the guitar, we've got a Goto 510 FX bridge with gold saddles. We've got 2-volume, 2-tone, but we've also got a nice little feature here on the bridge tone, where you can pop it like that, and then you get a more single coil character out of that bridge pickup. And we've got a classic 3-way selector switch, similar to a Les Paul style. At the top, we've got the neck and bridge, and then at the bottom, we have just the bridge. Around the back of the headstock, we've got really nice Goto lock-in tuners that feel really premium. In terms of pickups, we've got a really nice pair in here. In the neck, we've got a P90, and this is called the Euphorial Limited P90 Soap Bar. And then in the bridge, we've got a Euphorial Custom Limited Humbucker. We've got both a black anodized pick guard as well as the truss cover up top on the headstock. And as you can see, we've got a lacquer finish on the body. There you go, should be able to see it shining in some of these lights. And that really shows off this Honeyburst, which looks great under these lights, especially. And the glaringly obvious thing that I haven't even mentioned yet is that we have an F-hole. So this is a semi-hollow guitar. It's going to offer some different tonal characteristics. And speaking of which, let's go into that now. So I thought we'd just start off on a kind of clean breakup sound. I feel like that's good for demonstrating pickups and, you know, the general character of things. So starting off here is the bridge humbucker. So nice and round, pretty fat, but also kind of bright at the top. I think that's down to the bridge. It has a kind of T-type character to it, this guitar, I think. Middle position. So this is P90 in the neck, humbucker in the bridge. Now, the neck P90. So again, nice and fat, but because it's a P90, it's not going to be as overwhelming as a kind of bridge humbucker would be. So you can get away with those warmer voicings and not get too muddy, which I really like. Now, I'm just going to put a little loop on, think of some chords. I'll change some pickup positions, all that kind of thing. And you can get a kind of contextual idea of how this guitar sounds. So let's go. could probably hear there, it had a real twang on the bridge pickup. And it sounds like it's got a lot of kind of Telecaster DNA, which I really, really like. And just out of curiosity, this is probably not the first thing people do with this guitar. I actually want to drop it and kind of do some metal with it because I really like how traditional guitars sound in that kind of lower register. So currently I've kind of got, you know, a standard rock sound. But what I'm going to do is just throw on a little transpose and drop it down, like, I'm not even joking, about an octave. Sounds great and feels good. Oh man, so now I've just tapped it and the bridge is a single coil, and that's a lot of fun. So in terms of more traditional sounds, that twang is so addictive. I'm really enjoying it. Middle position on that sound. It's really punchy. Neck pickup. More kind of traditional metal. Let's see how it sounds dropped. So quite a lot of range from this guitar so far. I'm now going to try that very chorusy 80s wet, wide sound that I love. I could spend hours in this sound. Here we go. Here we go, this is the sound. So now I've made that bridge humbucker a single coil, and on this sound especially, it just works. I love that sound so much. So as you can probably hear and see, this is an amazing guitar. Tons of sounds you can get out of it. I've only really just scratched the surface with these couple of sounds. I hope you've got an idea of how dynamic and versatile this guitar can be. I'm sure whatever style of music you play, this thing can do a great job of handling it. I think all that's left to say now is thank you again to Oopegg and Kaz for sending this out. I've had a great time with it. Yeah, you guys are the best, and everyone watching this, go and check out Oopegg and all the guitars that they have to offer. I think whilst I'm in that kind of stylistic zone of this 80s thing, I'm going to stick with it for the outro and just get lost in all the sounds that this guitar can do. So, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Again, check out Oopegg. Links will be in the description. I've been John Connearn. Thanks for watching.